So, Donald Trump means United States of America, America means Donald Trump, and Trump is putting all trumps to all systems like trade, tariffs, wars, negotiations, everything. He has become one man show. We do not see this time too much Marco Rubio on the scene, we do not see other his allies or his colleagues in the world stage. Why he has become one man show?
You see, the problem is Trump hasn't learned anything from the lessons of his loss of the presidency last time. This time he is carrying the burden of being a convict president. It is unprecedented in the history of the United States. Plus, he is isolated in the US Congress. You see, the Congress, the Republicans have to think of re-election 2 years from now, and there are radicals in the Republican Party, the ultra-rightists, who had blindly backed Israel. But right now, except for a few weird, first generation migrants like Senator Ted Cruz and Margaret Green and a few others, the entire Republican Party is now concerned about disciplining Trump. And yet, Mr. Trump goes to Scotland and he goes to Qatar. And in Qatar, I have heard that the amir of Qatar has gifted him with a presidential plane costing $400 million. He is receiving gifts. He has gone to Scotland, and I think it's about $2 billion worth of a golf course that he's purchased. These are absolutely
optics,
unacceptable in terms of the realities that the United States people are facing right now. There is huge unemployment. There are great threats of, from other countries in terms of the way Trump is imposing tariff barriers, and he is eventually being forced to back off. So, this one-man show, the display of this insanity, going to Scotland to play golf, and these are absolutely unprecedented. On the other hand, you see there is this rise of a new trend. The very concept of a Muslim mayor in New York City has been the reverse trend of rethinking about the Palestinians, about the status of Islam, Muslims in the United States. The morning shows the day, in the sense that I can foresee within a year from now, Trump's acceptability to the US Congress would be very marginal. He would have his support, I believe. There is that conservative right which supports him blindly, and he has a few ideas, policies that keeps the mainstream rich Americans gaining. The tax structure is such that it still favors the rich, but on the other hand, I can see the Democrats emerging in a very constructive manner. I can see Trump getting isolated within NATO, and perhaps his entire, he has faced a dilemma of being really given a boot by the American judicial system during the period before he became president. I can foresee him getting into trouble again from the US judiciary.
Sir, if I just add, he said he will make America great again, and now people are seeing that he is trying to make Donald Trump great again.
Exactly. You can see recent records. American airports are becoming increasingly, travel, the tourist free. Even the Canadians ignore the United States. Never has the United States suffered from so much humiliation in terms of tourist attraction. President Trump is learning gradually. His only success, I think, is the way he treated India. The Indians have been forced to revert their approach to industry. The Indians have been forced to swallow the bitter pills. But the way President Trump has thrust many of the countries, like Bangladesh being forced to purchase 25 Boeings, it's of course over a very extended period of time. The Indians have been forced now to commit themselves to buy 100 Boeings, which is going to be ridiculous considering the image of the Boeing company. Even a country like Vietnam is being thrust with a dilemma of buying 25 Boeings. These are all made in Trump's head policies. They don't have any chance to last much longer. I can see economists, sensible economists, who will turn their back around Trump very soon.